Hi, in this instructional video, I'm going to show you how to make cool photo booth templates for a Wi-Fi photo booth. We're going to start out with some examples under my photo folders here. So here is one I just made, and we're going to do a similar one here. It's a 3-up double picture strip. But I want to go over some basics here with Wifibooth to begin with. Wifibooth is a lot different than other iPad photo booth apps because it dynamically resizes the images depending on the orientation of your iPad and the number of images that you're taking. So, for example, we have this template right here, 3 pictures, double strip with a red box logo at the bottom, taken in portrait orientation. Same exact template, the iPad's been rotated 90 degrees, the pictures are much bigger because it fills up the space better, and then you have that red box, which is where your logo would go at the bottom here. If I go back over here, let me show you some other examples here. Let's see, we have this template right here, portrait orientation. This one right here, landscape orientation. And let's see if we have another example here. Well, I'll show you this example here. We have 4 pictures right here. 4 pictures here, but the margin's bigger, so it dynamically resizes. And this one is 5 pictures, and Wifibooth just decides to make 2 of them big and the other 3 big enough to fit the remaining space. And that's what I mean by saying it automatically, dynamically resizes the images. So let's go into Wifibooth and talk about the really simple basics of making a template. There's 3 tabs that affect how your template's going to look. The first one is the Taking Photos tab. And under here, the number of pictures you take can be anywhere from 1 to 6. If you're taking 1 picture, you're going to have a very fast line. You get a lot of people through it. If you're taking 6, the line's going to be a lot slower. Most photo booth operators are going to take 3 or 4. I'm going to set it to 3 for this example and set the countdown timer really short to 2 seconds to speed through the whole process. The next tab is your layout and collages. So you can choose between portrait orientation, landscape orientation, 1 strip, or double strips. A lot of photo booth operators use double strips. For this beginning tutorial, I'm going to do a double strip layout. Underneath that, you can choose the borders or margins of the paper, how much white space or empty space is around your images. The default is set to 2%. I would leave it at there unless you have a reason to change it. Underneath those is your background. You can choose a picture or a solid color. Right now I have a picture in there. And then the photo borders down here I have set to 0.8% and the border color of red, which I don't really think goes that well with that template. So let me change it to just solid black by doing that. And then the last thing is going to be branding, which is going to be your logo. And this is the thing I think most Wi-Fi photo booth users struggle the most with, because you either have to know Photoshop or know how to do it efficiently on the iPad. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it on the iPad, a really simple, easy way using free apps. And that way, if you're in an event, and let's say you misspell their names, oh my goodness, you can just fix it right on the spot and not have to worry about stuff like that happening. You can also do overlays, which are more complicated, and I'll show that in a future tutorial video. So, now that we have the basics done, what you need to do to make a nice basic strip is you need to have a logo, which is this thing right over here, okay? And then you need to have, under layouts and collages, a background image. So I'm going to show you how to create that. There's a couple of different apps you can use to create that. Photoshop Mix is probably the easiest. It's this one right here that's black and blue. There's also another app that is right here called Canva. It is this blue one with the white C. That's C-A-N-V-A if you're looking for it on the App Store. Both of those are free. Canva, however, doesn't do transparency unless you pay, I think it's $9 or $10 a month. So if you want to do transparency with Canva, I have one video that shows you how to do it, but it's kind of a workaround. You're probably better off just using Photoshop Mix, M-I-X, not Fix, F-I-X, okay? So I'm going to open up Photoshop Mix here. This is the one I just created. I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch to show you how to do this from the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus arrow here and do Custom Canvas. Every iPad app is different. For Wifibooth, they recommend a canvas size of 900 by 600. And we're going to call this Wi-Fi logo, okay? And then create. And this is your blank canvas. The reason it has that checkerboard pattern is that means it's transparent, meaning whatever background you put underneath that is going to show through. So we're going to tap on the plus button over here and choose text over here, okay? And then we're going to select the text right here and just type in something really simple. We'll do Amy and Andy. And then we're going to hit the format down here, the center. And we're going to change the text color because white on white's really hard to read. I'm going to click on black here. And then I'm going to click on the eyedropper. Not eyedropper, I'm sorry. On the artist palette. And let's do something that's white with a little bit of yellow, a warm white, okay? No, that's too hard to see. I'm sorry. Let me change it to, we'll just do yellow. Yellow in this example. Okay. And then we're going to choose the font. So you have all these different fonts down here. Zappafino. I'm going to choose that one. And let's make this a little bit bigger. Stretch this out. And let's see if we can do any styles. We can do bold and underline unavailable. Alignment, spacing, fill. Okay, so Amy and Andy. Let's make this a little bit bigger, the size. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then we're going to add another text layer by clicking the plus layer here, do text, and we'll just put tap to edit. So we're going to put the date in. We'll just do 1-1-19. Okay, and for this, we're going to go ahead and use the same color. So we'll just make this a different font. Color is going to be yellow, and we're going to move this down to the corner right there. Okay, hit the check mark. And the last thing, in the upper right-hand corner, you see this rectangle with an up arrow. You're going to click on that and save it to your camera roll. Okay, so that's completed right there. And hit OK. Okay, so we're going back to, well, first we need a background. So there's several websites that offer free backgrounds. One right here is pexels.com. So let me just choose something that's kind of fun looking. How about this one right here? Okay, rainbow sparkly stuff. So click on free download. And there's other websites that I like too. One of them is pngtree.com. You can pay for this, or they give you like two free ones a day. So that's a really cool one. So let me go back to this one here. No. Okay, so we're gonna click on Save Image right here. Okay, that looks good. So if we go to our camera roll, we should have that image at the very bottom. Yes, we do. And we have our text we're gonna do. I just noticed that text kind of overlays, but I guess that's the style. Okay, so we go back into Wifibooth here. And we're going to go click on the background image, and we're going to choose a background photo scaled, ignoring the aspect ratio. That means it's basically going to fill the space no matter what. It'll distort the photo maybe a little bit to do that. Okay, so there is our photo. And then if we go into branding, we're going to click on this current one. We're going to click on change, and we're going to choose the one we just made with the yellow text. And if it's got like a grayish area around it, that means it's transparent. Okay. So everything else looks good. The logo position is really important. Right now I have it set to bottom, so that's going to be the bottom of the strips. But if you were to choose like in collage place number 3, I'll show you a real quick example of that. If you go under my photos here, and we go up at the top here. So for example, here's a strip with a logo at the bottom, and here's a strip with a logo in position number 3. So that's what that means in Wifibooth app. It just is the position of the photo basically. So this all looks good so far. I'm going to hit close in the upper right hand corner, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a quick setting here. Okay, so I have this set to automatically print. And this is what our strip looks like. So you got your background, you got your black border outline, and then you got your logo text at the very bottom. So I hope you found this educational. I'm going to make some more tutorials that go over more complicated things like overlays next. Thanks.